Good afternoon. How's it going, everybody? I'm just gonna do like a quick stream. I don't want to yap too much because I don't want to get like too off topic, but I'm just gonna do quick. Get ready. And it's also just really interesting how, you know, the way people cope with someone living their life, minding their own business, is by trying to be shady or what have you. It's really interesting, especially when you like give them positivity, and be authentic with, you know, your compliments or saying like their hard work and skill and stuff, and then they want to switch up and be rude to you. Or you know, just switch up and you start to see them change because they want to be a follower. So I guess they don't get bullied, so they'd rather bully other people. While I guess, you know, if they have kids, teach their kids to not be little jerks. In the meantime, it's always just really fascinating to me. And also, thank you for the likes, guys. I really appreciate you. New content is coming. Just have to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So I do appreciate your patience for the new content to arrive. There will be a giveaway for a Sephora makeup gift card for 20 bucks. Something sweet, a little help if you're needing to get like a few essentials or something to splurge on. It's definitely really interesting. There's way too many people claiming that they're girls until what, somebody makes them feel a certain way or they're told to act a certain way to somebody because they can't control their emotions. This happens way too often. You can feel awkward, you can do something embarrassing, or you know, people try to use that against you. Wanting to break your spirit, wanting to break your confidence, while, you know, saying that they have values and want to uphold them, but I guess it's just to have the appearance of all of that, than fully, you know, having it. Because I guess if you make somebody feel a certain way, then, oh no, everybody's in their emotions. It's just really interesting. Let's see. I wish I had just a matte color. I don't think I want sparkle today. Generally just keep it really basic. Just do like a bit, just to like brighten up that area. Like, people feel like people should care more about like what they're not doing. Like, oh no, she wears makeup, she must be judging me if I don't wear makeup. And then they get mad at you and like treat you some type of way when it's just like, wow, you could have put the energy into doing makeup, but okay. Or just literally anything. You could be doing yoga and somebody will get mad at you about that because, you know, how dare you take those steps to do something with your time than mocking somebody or making somebody feel less than, or pitting people against each other. It's just like all too common, and it's something that I had to learn, or like just be aware of more often and not try to like tuck it in the back of my mind. It's just a part of life, you know. If you experience that stuff in high school, it's gonna keep going on and on and on. And it makes me wonder, do you have to just be like a super bitch to people so people don't play you or test you or whatever, than just minding your business? Because people pleasing will never work, okay? And even if you did, if they feel like, oh, she thinks she's better because they're putting those projections out on you or whatever, wanting you to be something that they are like casting you as, as if like you signed up for a role in a play. And then like it was more or less like game over, because there's nothing that you can do besides what humble yourself. And Lily was talking about this in one of her lives, that she hates the word humble, that people always try to want Black women to be humbled and everything. It's funny to have like really skedaddle, because they don't want you to feel good about yourself. They want you to be meek and mild, which I feel like also comes like to those slavery times too. Um, that, you know, you shouldn't know how much you know. You shouldn't feel good. You shouldn't feel confident and everything. Just really fascinating. And then you'll get those people who are totally okay with how they live. You know, they're totally okay with the actions that they like or they don't like, or the actions that they take or they don't take. But they see that you're doing something and they want to hate you for it. When it's like, aren't you pleased with your life itself? Or are you settling and you're just upset that other people are able to at least do one little point of trying, one little, you know, even if they fail, at least they're trying, you know? And it's like, you don't want to judge yourself, but you're so quick to judge other people, but you still want those people that you're judging and maybe making slight comments or trying to cast somebody out that could possibly be one of your best like cheerleaders or whatever, where they just want enemies and make people feel like crap. Hello, Russ. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm a blogger, YouTuber, apparently controversial because I wanted to be single, then deal with nonsense. I wanted to be single and do my art and mind my business. Sometimes some people can't have that. Just touch this up a little bit, which is really interesting. They're like, oh, we're not friends. And it's like, I didn't know that we were. We're like complete strangers, but okay, whatever helps you sleep at night. Which definitely feel like I'm getting that like old me back, you know, seeing things for what they are. But of course, like people want to have that illusion, like, oh, if I would say like, oh, I'm such a strong individual, nothing gets me down or whatever, but yet I'm overly sensitive about every little thing. I'm more or less convincing myself, and I want people to be convinced while doing something to the contrary, which is always fascinating in my opinion. Is this really gonna be good enough? Because I didn't like you, but you have grown on me. Keep on saying. Okay, why do you have the need to say that? Do you think I care that you didn't like me? Like, are you trying to be like, oh wow, he, I'm being devious with my words? That's a weird comment to put on. And liking somebody, not liking somebody is all subjective or even objective as well. So I'm not quite sure what type of impact or intent that you're trying to make with your comment right now. Let's see, I got like just a couple more minutes. Do you want to clean my contacts? I wish I could use my sonic cleaner to clean them. At least that takes like a little bit of time that I don't have to put forward to. Hopefully that's blended enough. At the end of the day, whether like makeup is a hobby or whatever, like the thing is like, these people, like I'm sure they probably feel this way about like white people, right? Oh, she's wearing makeup, or maybe like they don't, like, oh, this person is just better than me in every way, but oh no, here comes another Black person, the same, you know, tone as me, let me give them hate and not a white person or whatever. Just really interesting. Oh, somebody told me not to like you. So in order for me not to get bullied, let me bully somebody else and then pretend to be a good person. You know, just way too many followers of stuff that like, do they understand what they're getting themselves into? Or maybe they do and it's a thrill. You know, like people just basing everything off of fleeting emotions or somebody else's fleeting emotion. Um, it's just a really interesting way to live. And maybe one day somebody can like sit down with me and like explain it a little bit better if I choose to want to open my mind to that, because not a lot of people want to open their minds to other things or change their way of thinking. They like being complacent. But um, do a little eyeliner, do a little mascara. Whoa. Should probably do eyeliner first because that's hard to do like on the trend. I really want to put on like my falsies though. My yoga session went on just a little too long. Whoop. I don't know. I feel like it's just like one of those things like, oh no, she's wearing makeup. Oh, I didn't put on makeup today. And it's like, okay, you're saying something because you want to have a not necessarily like a misconnection, but something to like other somebody, right? Like I assure you, if I was white or if I was Asian, they'd be all up in my asshole. Oh my gosh, please accept me. You know, you're not black. Let me get cool points from somebody. All right. That is okay. Spend like the next moment or so cleaning my lenses after I do one quick thing. This needs to turn off. Use this. Pop this back in there. Excuse me. But everything is interesting. Everything is fascinating. And it's just like so typical, right? Oh, I do a little bit of makeup. And it's not even like super glam, super extreme, but I guess it's just the fact that I do a little bit of makeup. Or maybe somebody else feels like they should only be the person to do makeup at work or whatever. I guess as a black woman, that gets interesting. Um, there's way too much like, oh my gosh, like how dare this person like the things that they like and stuff. Hi Donnie, call me by my name. Um, where, you know, like I'm sure if somebody like was giving them a hard time or a bad day, they'd want the same people that they're shitting on to you know, come to their rescue or whatever, or make them feel good about themselves while simultaneously putting them down. Like I still don't have eyebrows. Ugh. Anyway, there'll be more blog posts, more content. Um, just have to do some hardcore behind the scenes stuff. I am grateful for my job. I'm grateful for the tasks, especially when they're given to me and not fully piecemealed. I rather feel like I'm overloaded or like, okay, let me do my best to do this. And like, oh, okay, am I even going to make goal? Which is really interesting, especially when other people are saying that there's always work to do and there's always tasks like in the thousands, and you're not seeing that. And then wondering, like who's getting like the best picks and all of that. I don't like speak too much about it because I just feel like whatever I do is just always gonna rock the boat. Anyway, like, oh, she's asking too many questions. Oh no, oh, or whatever. Even though it's like, oh, do ask questions. Hi, thank you so much. I'm doing all right. I'm just mentally preparing myself for another day and all the shenanigans that come with it in corporate America. Um, and yeah, like every day, like since I did not get my fellowship at the University of Chicago, I always make time in my day before heading to work room for knowing that there's going to be some sort of nonsense happening, some sort of office politics and stuff like that. And just like prep myself up for that instead of just let me do the best job that I can. Let me try to come with these skills. Oh, that looks kind of wonky. Like who cares about skills when, time and time again, all of these like bloggers for like corporate America say that it's not about being like a good worker. Like who cares if you can actually do your job and make profits and stuff. It's about how well you're liked. And if people don't like you just because they don't like you, then you're kind of like shit out of luck. So, let's see. I need socks. Okay, there's one sock, two sock. So that's where I'm at. I know it's probably not like, oh wow, she's not super kawaii and ooh or whatever, but that's just how life is. And it's just interesting knowing that, like I might never be a favorite to some people, but at least like, like I keep to myself or whatever. I try to be friendly, knowing that even my friendliness can be misconstrued and used against me. Because people are just way too insecure. Hence why I make videos about insecurities in women and men with daddy issues. How are you today? I need to blend a little more. Yeah, just it's inspiring. Like, is it preferred? No. Do I understand it? I guess. Are people happy in their marriages? Are their husbands loving them? Do their kids like them? Do their adult friends like them or whatever? Do they feel accomplishments in all of their lives? Do they have issues? Like, okay, I get it. You'd be feeling stressed from all of that. And I guess it is easy to just find somebody to be like, oh, they're unsuspecting, they look a little ditzy or whatever, and they don't seem to know the ways of the world. Oh, fuck. Let's attack them or whatever, let's make their lives miserable. Happened at the University of Chicago, happened at the Art Institute, happened at my other job. No offense to the people who were making the rules and regulations, no offense to the owners and everything. Because some people, or like some managers, some people have been really cool, some people have been really like, you know, like in your corner type of a thing. Oh shoot. Ah. Yikes. But just really interesting. You know, and it just becomes so typical. It's like every time I sign up for a job, it's like, okay, yeah, do some tasks, expand on all the tasks, or do something that like I've hated. Um, you know, as a person who likes to keep to themselves because of people who just like to bombard people with their emotional stuff without it being consensual. And not just like trauma dumping, but just like, oh, let me be a bully or whatever, let me do stuff because I can't control my emotions as an adult person type of a thing. Um, or it's fun, you know, maybe they're saddest or something. Uh, Having fun with Schadenfreude, if that's pronounced correctly. Um, I think I have like one more minute or so. Uh, but like I don't know, it's like what's the point of being helpful to people or just like sharing something when people get to share stuff all the time and you're like, oh yeah, this is this thing that could help me. You know, like I see that you're making moves or whatever, let me help you, and they want to take that as an attack. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Which is just also very interesting. You know, maybe that's the world that like I thought that would not be. I think this is okay. Do a little bit of this. But yeah, it's just typical. And then like when I prove myself right or when people help prove me right, that it's just like this basic like continuous like looping of this one thing or even a continuation of something else. It's like, wow, if I was a betting man, I'd be making bank. I'd be making bank on like knowing how typical and basic things are. Somebody's food is like spoiling because they don't wrap their shit up properly. With this, but I do want my noodles though. Not too difficult. I've been doing it for years. I have vegetables. I'll worry about my fiber intake later. All right. Oh. I think I need my other bag. Oh, because I put it up. Yeah, let me like skedaddle too. I'll talk a little bit more. You have to wear reading glasses. I need to get new reading glasses. I had 2 pairs and a stripper stole one of my pairs of glasses. And another pair, I don't know what happened. Just weird. Is it cold today? Let me see like what the temperature is. One moment. Moderate. Not, yeah, like I do need to get me a pair of glasses too. These aren't prescription whatsoever. Oh, I didn't even like do my stuff. I didn't get my supplements or my probiotics. Darn it. But I don't know, like being around people who can't even like make time for themselves to do like the stuff that they want, it gets really tiring. People who are like unhappy with themselves, it gets really tiring. Advocating for people so, you know, they're seen as well, and you make space for them. And I get it, you know, I'm not like a million follow subscriber person or whatever yet. It was really interesting making space for people for them to just shit on you at the end of the day. So many people think of things as competition, and it's really tiring. But then it's also funny because it's like, wow, I guess you want me to like break my back of like giving you praise or whatever when you're only going to use that to get mad. It's like the most backwards way of thinking I've ever experienced in my life. I feel like I should probably be getting an Uber or something. Okay, back. I have no idea why Ubers are like $50 right now when they're usually, oh no. Yeah, why Ubers are like $50 right now. They're usually like 11, maybe 15. I have no idea what's going on in Chicago right now. Yeah. Is it like, I need my sunglasses today. You can call me my name. Thank you. Ugh, it is sunny. Gross. So, for whatever reason, Ubers are like $50. Not ideal. But it'll help. Let's do this. What can I like put back here? Let's do that. At least I don't have to deal with people right away. I can kind of like get my head in the game to deal with work people and work stuff, and office politics and everything, knowing that like no matter what I do, it'll be something that pisses them off. You know, like so typical. So typical. One moment, put you in the pocket. Yeah, everything's just warm day. Yep, it's warm. It's like a cool breeze, which is nice. Not too bad, not too bad. But like honestly, like if things had panned out a lot nicer, just like don't have to deal with it. Just go somewhere, meditate somewhere, not think about little petty games or people saying that they don't like drama when they're probably like stirring up drama, which is always typical. You feel the shifts with people, and then I guess maybe they'll be like, oh no, you're just, oh don't use your intuition or whatever. Yeah. Yep. Office politics. Come in with just like a little bit of eyeliner, somebody's gonna get their panties in a bunch. Know a little something and people think that you should be like a dumb black person. Know a hint of a language or something and somebody's gonna get their panties in a bunch. Just way too typical. Way too typical. And then if you act too dumb, if you act too like entertainment-y to make people feel comfortable around you, to like fit into those stereotypes, then you're not taken seriously for serious roles, you know? You're not taken serious for other things, which I just can't. I guess I should be heading to my car. Yes, I'm back. Is there an event going on today? Excuse me? Is there an event going on today?
Sorry, I don't know you guys.
Like it doesn't look like Uber should be like $50 right now. Going this way. One moment, y'all. Okay, I'm back. I don't know, I have some blog posts to write. I have some other stuff that I need to get done too. Gonna do like the live stream setup where I can just like chat and then, you know, download the content and like snip the parts and everything, so I don't have to like make a super formal video, which is nice. Helps with like the consistency while I work on other things. And I always have to be mindful of like what people type in the chat and stuff as well, that my mods have to deal with. Just interesting. But dealing with YouTube stuff as well, with them wanting to take down a video even though I've explicitly said, you know, like I'm against something, but here's a critique. And even I guess their IRL people miss that too, so it just makes me wonder, like, are you guys even listening to the content? You know, are you only like looking at it? Are you comprehending what I'm saying? So, you know, like I will escalate it. I have escalated it. Like the video's been up there for like 6 years, whereas there is an anorexic YouTuber who has her channel, has 1 million plus followers. She gets to make content pretty much showcasing how skeleton-like she is, and that's okay. Have other creators making content about her, with her in it, of her like, I guess seeming to like go get help or whatever. Why are we up here? But that's okay, and she can like showcase bones and ribs and everything and all, but I can't critique some advertisements. Like I can't critique some print ads. You know, that's interesting. So I have made my complaints. I don't know how far they'll go, but like it just makes me want to like code my own video hosting site and just like have my content up there, which, you know, people have always been telling me anyway, you know, like have your own site because you can't trust platforms. So like I don't mind people sharing I don't mind people sharing, you know, their thoughts about the topic at hand, but when it has like nothing to do with the topic, you know, nothing to do with any of my interests, and they just want to harass people, it's like, oh, this is what your life is about. This is what your mother gave birth to. We are in the slow lane. I have no idea why we took this route. Also, like, I don't mean to be so cynical about jobs and such. Even after having somebody like legit create a company just to sabotage all my efforts and get my resume, even though it wasn't necessarily for her company because she was helping me. And you know, you have other people alluding to her being a stalker and everything, but they're friends. And it's just like, wow, this is weird. Or that they are pretending to be their manager, and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting, but she's your friend, you know, like these are some mixed messages. Where, you know, it's like, oh, you're doing this so you can ruin all of my jobs, all of my professional contacts and such from school or whatever. If I use their company or whatever it's supposed to be on my resume or whatever for like blogging, article writing, making appearances and stuff like that, you know, they'll contact her and she could be like, oh yeah, this person is terrible or this, that, and the other, and wonder why I'm not getting callbacks and such. And like, I will tell you, like, once I left that group, and just like went solo and took stuff off my resume and off my LinkedIn, I had more callbacks and more like offers and stuff and more opportunities than what I wasn't getting in that group. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting to, wow, traffic is backed up. Why do we get on this expressway? I'm not understanding. And I have no idea what's going on to see why the prices are like this astronomical. Like, I am not pleased. Ooh, pardon. But with like work and stuff, people tell you have to like work really hard and you gotta learn all these skills, and if you don't, then you can't get anywhere. When some people can slack off, some people can, you know, not do their work and just treat it as like just a place to sit and talk and chat or whatever. And you know, they could keep their jobs, everything's like good with them, but the moment you actually try to do that because that's what you've been told all your life, or even you're told like during that job and stuff, and then it doesn't work out for you, You know, it's just a lot of hypocrisy. Try to be pleasant, or not try, like you're pleasant, you're nice, make conversation, get to know people, remember their names, how to pronounce it correctly, remember a few like favorite things about them or whatever, so you have something to talk about, and try to talk about positive things or be uplifting, and people will like hate your guts for that. Oh my gosh, you're encouraging me, I hate you, or some nonsense. Oh my gosh, you got inspired by somebody else and you try to keep up with it from time to time. I hate you. And it's like, aren't you making efforts yourself? We can't have commonalities. We have to have differences. We have to have things that drive wedges between us. For who? For what purpose? So what do I think about the economic times we're in right now? What I've been like, I'm not an economist. I try to read stuff here and there, but I feel like they really want more poor people. They want more homeless people. They want more people to be locked up in jail. They want to create an even bigger wealth gap. They want more people stressed out. They want more people to have health issues, which in turn, that's more medication being bought, more doctor visits and stuff like that. But they still would want to push advertisements and marketing of things when people, like in some places, can't even have roommates to afford to live, and also buy things that maybe isn't even a necessity but is pushed down our throats to seem like a necessity. So that's where I think that we're driving at. A lot more health issues, a lot more stress, a lot more like heart disease disorders, a lot more anger issues, anger management issues, a lot more depression, a lot more anxiety. Maybe people overeating a lot more too due to the stress. A lot more issues with like intestinal troubles and everything from stress. And then like eating bad foods and things like that. Jobs pretending like they can't hire people because they don't have money, but then you have CEOs getting millions of dollars a year and stuff, causing people to also have more turmoil in the workforce as well. Because it's like, oh, I want my job, so like who can I throw under the bus type of a deal. People being a lot more fake at work, a lot more division, a lot more tension so people can feel like they have job security, and like punch down than asking for change and just better treatment. Definitely people who can't afford stuff, maybe more empty houses. And I've been hearing that they're doing this so billionaires can buy up a lot more property and like houses and stuff like that, so that they'll create company towns. When it's like, okay, you all don't even really want to hire people or pay people what they're worth in the first place, why do you think that people would want to live like in a company town of a company that, you know, they are allowing them to be pushed out or like made to feel like crap anyway? A lot more people be crime broke when they have the money or the funds or mismanaged funds. And this is also like coming from somebody who lives in Chicago, where the city is always crime broke, despite like all the events, despite everything really. Yes, where I live right now is having 2 or more jobs to try to get by. Yep. Which in turn make you a lot more tired. You're juggling your mind with like 2 or more jobs, especially like if you aren't really asking for 2 or more jobs, you know, like you're needing them, than just like, okay, like I just want to work instead of having to work. Um, I think I'm blending this right. Picking up a little bit of momentum. It's gonna slow down. That's where I feel like we're headed. Just more doom, and then people still lying that America is great or whatever, when we're just gonna have like more poor people and stuff, and people like, oh, how come you guys can't do blah blah blah, knowing good and darn well that they don't want to make more CEOs, that they don't want to make more people have that American dream, because you know who's going to work in the jobs when those jobs aren't even being made attractive to want to work there in the first place. You know, like people are having to work there because maybe they have no other choice, and you know they need to pay bills and like afford the stuff that they need. But it's a lot more destruction, a lot more angry people, more crime is most likely to like rise. Like if a lot more people aren't going to have jobs and stuff for at least some level of happiness, then you know, like if they don't have the skills to manage themselves, of course they're going to lash out. Which, you know, that doesn't really affect people who have removed themselves from society but yet want to control it. Oh, yeah. So those are my speculations. Yeah. So a lot more people sabotaging others any way possible because they don't want somebody else to succeed. Because it's like, oh, like only I can do this, and if I can't do it, like how dare you, you know, like have some sort of idea type of a thing, type of mentality. Definitely gonna be a lot more of that. I mean, like, especially in the Black community, that's like all I've heard of growing up. The crabs in the bucket mentality, just like the pettiness and just sabotage and stuff. Definitely is gonna be a lot worse, while people are still gonna be like in the same breath of, oh, I love my fellow Black people, but I guess in between the lines, not that person, not if you seem better than me than anything, or you know, things like that. And of course, like, those are probably unpopular opinions that are just facts of life for people. Because I guess we want the appearance of sticking together. We want the appearance of being a collective and being like a cohesive group that like looks out for each other. I guess like maybe back in the old days, but when it's not acted upon, you know, it's just words. Actions speak a lot louder. When those actions are harming other people who are darker than you, when they're still like in that same group, you know, it's like, why are we fronting for? Why are we faking for? So we're taking the super slow route. Maybe we'll get there a little faster. So, what do you feel about the economy right now? And also, I saw that Elon Musk dropped him and his Donald Trump drama, even though they were like bromancing it up. That like we are headed into a recession later this year. So, recession number 2. There was also a video about like one guy who had like a meeting where he was saying that if they were explicit, like super like upfront with what they wanted with the presidency, with the rules and stuff that they want to make, nobody would want it. So they like piecemeal it and distract us a lot to get what they want. I guess like essentially to create more poor people or whatever. Hence probably why they want us to like have lots of kids because have lots of kids, they are insured workers to work for them and have some level of control over people under a couple factors that I don't want to say right now. But you also don't want to really pay those people or treat people as if they're disposable, knowing those are the same people putting the money that they get from their jobs back into the economy. So it's like this weird thing where it's like you want all these profits, but businesses don't want to give money to people to rise profits of other companies and stuff. It's just like, where do you want your millions to come from at the end of the day? We're going to have to make big changes or we are duped. I mean, like, what big changes, like, as a people, like, yeah, like if we stand together, but we let ourselves get divided so much. Oh no, transsexuals, transgender people, oh my gosh, this is more important than me being able to pay my bills at the end of the day. Oh my gosh, gay people, oh my gosh, whatever other thing that is they're using to distract me off of the big picture of housing and being able to buy food and having, some money tucked away for old age or for a wedding or for somebody's sweet 16 or for Christmas to make sure that the kids have something nice. And even if, like, probably cynical, even if we make those changes, there's going to be people who are going to be on board. There's going to be people who are going to be wishy-washy. There's going to be people who are like, heck no, we need to stop this at all costs. So then that would be another thing. And people who probably want to stop it just because they don't want to see it happen, like even if it could help them, like they'll probably be like, oh yeah, let me just say no, just for the lulz or something. Um, we definitely need people who agree with that. Who agree with that and see to it that it follows through. But I feel like the rules set in place aren't really for us. It's like, oh yeah, your American duties, pay your taxes, blah blah blah. And it's like, are these people American too? Are you saying like, oh, because they get like a get out of paying taxes card if they meet a certain requirement? So like, how does that make people feel patriotic at the end of the day when a lot of the tax dollars, like if I'm paying taxes, I'd want it to go into the neighborhood I was raised in. I'd want that area of Chicago to be beautiful or have like certain amenities and stuff. But oh, are my tax dollars going somewhere else that's not funding that? Hi Ronald, welcome. I am on my way to office politic time for the next episode of a sitcom drama or something where favorites win. And if you have skills and not the right charisma, or if people just want to pin their insecurities on you, you lose. Even if you make yourself a little awkward or a little clumsy, or that's just how you are, just to get in people's heads that you're not some god or that you're not some perfect person, just so you can have a decent day at work. And I guess don't be too nice at people either. Don't compliment people, don't encourage people to do their best and that they're doing it or whatever, because in their minds you're gonna twist it up anyway. And they'll hate you afterwards for even giving them conversation and being nice and polite to them. And then they'll get mad if you call it out, or if you see that that's what's happening. They'll get mad at you and you won't get little perks or whatever, even though you would come into work 30 minutes early, and they won't give a crap about that. And they still want you to give your all and, come in early and do all this other extra stuff when you don't really get anything for it. It goes to somebody else because somebody else pretended to like you, love bomb you, and then I guess start to switch up a little bit, thinking that you would never notice. Thank you. Like the tasks are relatively okay. Gotten used to them. Something that like, as an introvert, as somebody that would have like panic attacks talking to people or whatever, that like, okay, like I can do this now. All right, I can work towards this goal, or like, wow, like I'm not fearful of it. But I also don't want to take somebody else's advice of I should only be working there for a month and I should leave for a better job because they want to push me out, but they also want me to rely on them for information and stuff, and this like weird flip-floppy thing, and making it seem like I'm just dumb as rocks and not doing what other supervisors have told us to do when we need to go for help and they're not a supervisor and they don't want to be a supervisor, but they want me to go to help to them when I've already been told to go to help for managers and supervisors that they don't want to be a part of, but they want me to look towards them for information. It's kind of weird. Like, okay, you want to be somebody I should be relying on, but you also want to make me feel stupid. You want to undermine me or make it seem like I don't know what I'm doing in these conversations. Okay, you don't want me to be here for very long, which if I put on my resume that I've only stayed at a job for like a month, that makes me look like I'm not loyal to a company or I don't want to see things through, even if like I make all my goals and then some, which is like, wow, that sounds like sabotage. Like, how you want me to trust you of getting a job that is allegedly supposed to pay better? I don't even know if this is a real job or not, but now you know where I want to work if I apply for it, so you can rip the rug from underneath me, type of a thing. And then what, still demand respect because they're older, they're an older person. So dealing with stuff like that, and then also thinking like, it's been very typical, like I talk about this in my blog and everything, like harassment at work, job sabotage, job like persistent serial job sabotage, like somebody's like literally going to your managers to talk to them to get you fired, type of a thing. More or less stalking and harassment, sort of interference, things like that, where it's been a part of my life and I've been really quiet about it for over a decade, up until my comeback here on YouTube and stuff. So that's interesting, you know. Be nice. Oh, somebody hates you. Be a little aloof. Somebody hates you. Have a bit of a skill, or you know a couple of words in a language. Somebody's gonna hate you, but they'll smile in your face first. Make it seem like people have your back. Make, oh, people are so nice here. People are gonna have your back. People are so nice, so nice, so nice. Everybody's nice, so nice, so happy, fun times. And then, oh, I'm gonna cut you. Oh, this, oh, that. Like stuff where like it'll be like a landmine of just stuff for HR. But you know, if I speak up, who's gonna get fired? Because everybody else, they're in their cliques and stuff, right? They have more leverage, so they are able to get away with stuff like this. And of course, like, I'm putting my employment in jeopardy because of that. Speaking about it, you know, I'm not naming names, I'm not saying whatever, but I won't be surprised if it does get back and they make some excuse. Oh, well, you know, company's having issues, or oh, here's this thing here, and blah 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 blah. And like, oh no, she said too much. Oh, she's saying the stuff that's on the internet, and the internet is forever. You know, like, who knows who could be watching and skimming through this video in the next 5 minutes, in the next 20 minutes, in the next day, right? I don't tell people at work that I have a YouTube. I say like, oh, I go to anime conventions or I play some video games. I don't tell them I'm a blogger. I don't tell them, you know, I've written articles, or, you know, do whatever, that I'm, you know, do like any of this stuff, let alone like makeup videos or whatever, right? So like, if they're finding out from somebody else that should not know where I'm working, that's an issue. And I could be working somewhere else that's gonna give me like a bonus right now, and it'll just be like a one and done, and I probably don't have to like see those people ever again. The situation we in right now, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yep. And if people know that you're trying to know people and that you have skills and stuff, and they don't like that, and they're insecure and they're petty and they're a mean girl or a mean guy or a petty guy or whatever, it's over. They'll ruin those relationships. So you could have the knowledge and stuff to back up what you have to say, so it's not superficial. You're just like talking out your ass, and you know, like, you're not providing the results, which is also a thing too. You could know like the best of people, but if you let down your promises and what you said that you should know and stuff, and you can't provide, that's bad too. But let you try to make some connections and stuff and have a hater in your life, a bona fide obsessive stalker, hater, stan, whatever, it's game over. it's game over. They will ruin all those relationships, turn everybody against you. So everybody that you thought that you knew is now against you because somebody doesn't want you to level up or have decent connections or have even happy fun times with other people and stuff. Just due to some like mental like insecurity type of a thing. So senior does not mean anything. For some people it does, and they latch onto that. But any hint at them not feeling superior in any way, any shape or form, you have a resume, you've had a job before, you did something a little different, anything that's going to like poke at anything that they want to feel upset about, it's game over. And it makes me wonder, like, should I be just as sensitive? Should I be just as petty to at least like be able to hold my ground a little bit more, you know? Then just like, okay, let it roll off my back, because I probably could have sued people at the University of Chicago for having somebody contact them and ruining my job chances and retaliating against me, which we will also be talking about soon too, because you know the things happen, there's record of it. Why not talk about it? You know, make people feel important, put them in the spotlight, you know, put them smack dab and sit her on stage. But I am here. Yes, please. I'm at my destination. Had a little note about like, oh, no streaming, no social media, blah, blah, blah. After I started to talk about certain things. Thank you so much. Let me just make sure. Okay. So I do have to go while, you know, other people can make fun of me or keep alluding to when I threw up at work and keep mocking me for something where it's like, well, I could be going home crying or talking about how I feel discriminated for like a health issue. So see you all a little bit later. I guess I said something that could be, oh no, Lisha threw up, blah, 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 blah. But see you all later, okay? Have a good day.